What up, what up, what up? What's good? What's good? It's your boy D7. Welcome back to another video. So today, man, it's a video about Sexy Red. Now, the video is by Blackie Speaks. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing what Blackie Speaks has to say about Sexy Red, and his video is entitled "The Sexy Red Experiment Has Officially Failed." I want to see what he's talking about because I just want to see what he's talking about. To be real, I'm not a Sexy Red fan, so but I do know about Sexy Red. So yeah, we're gonna see. Let's get into it.
Now, Sexy Red just over a year ago was one of the most popular new female rappers in the entire industry. After receiving a massive marketing push, it really looked like she was unstoppable. But now, it seems like the Sexy Red experiment might have failed. Or has it? Let's talk about it. Sexy Red is a 27-year-old rapper from St. Louis, Missouri, who broke into the mainstream back in late 2023 after her song Pound Town went viral. After the success of that record, she later secured a remix with Nicki Minaj, and that same year, Drake featured her on his album. From there, it looked like nothing could stop Sexy Red. Her music was everywhere, she was trending nonstop. She became the new face of a certain kind of female rap energy, raw, unapologetic, and in your face. However, during her rise, we saw a lot of what I would call dysfunctional behavior. Something I actually dove into in my 30-minute documentary last year, The Dysfunction of Sexy Red. Among many things, we had situations like the teacher incident. Back in November 2023, a young ballet teacher went viral after expressing frustration about her students singing along to one of Sexy Red's most explicit songs, which was, of course, Pound Town.
Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town?
A normal...
Okay, listen. I understand what her concern is about, but I don't think that's a Sexy Red problem when it comes to that. That's a parent problem. That's a parent listening to that. A parent is allowing their child to listen to that. So, yeah, the song might be out there, but that does not make it her fault that the kids are listening to it. It's the parents. The parents are the ones who are responsible for what their kids listen to. Like, do my kids listen to rap? They don't like rap. Be honest with you, my kids don't like rap. I love rap. Their mom loves rap, but my kids don't listen to rap. Go figure. But it's not the fact that we won't let them. They just don't like rap. They don't like people. They don't like it. And yeah, what it is. But yeah, that sounds like a parent problem. Like if my kids did listen to rap, I will moderate what they listen to. You know, back in the day, the parents used to buy us rap CDs, and the only CDs that we would get was the one without the cursing. Yeah, I don't think they got that now. So yeah, parents need to moderate. It's parents that need to moderate what their kids watch and listen to. It's not up to the artist to moderate. It's up to the parents. But let's continue.
Reaction, especially coming from a woman who works with children every single day and understands what it's like growing up as a young girl herself. Now, she was simply pointing out the negative influence that songs like that could have on young kids. But instead of reflecting on something which was pretty fair criticism, Sexy Red brushed it off, replying, "Girl, shut the hell up and play my song." And that moment right there said a lot, because the dysfunction wasn't in just what she said. It was in her complete inability to recognize her music, while profitable, is also inappropriate for the children who idolize her. And when that
I do agree with him, but it is still up to the parents to moderate what their kids listen to. It is not on Sexy Red to moderate what the kids listen to. It is up to the parents. The artist only puts the song out. I mean, when we were younger, we were listening to shit, Trina, 3 6 Mafia and shit like that. trust me, their songs and lyrics were less desirable then too. So they were talking about some shit too. So yeah, it's up to the parents. I don't totally agree that Sexy Red need to be responsible for what these kids listen to. I mean, she's responsible for what she put out. As far as like, okay, I'm sound like a hypocrite when I said that. What I was about to say, I just had to think about it. She's not responsible for the kids listening to it. She make music. It's like her music is not for kids to listen to. So why are kids listening to it? She can't go in everybody's house and say, hey, no, don't listen to this. Don't listen to my music. It's only for your mom to listen to or grown people to listen to. No, it's up to the parents. And some parents actually play Sexy Red in front of their kids. So it's not up to Sexy Red. It's not Sexy Red's fault that these parents are allowing their children to listen to her music. It's not Sexy Red's fault. It's the parents. The parents need to be the ones say, hey, not in my house. This is not going to be played in my house. Because back in the day, if your parent didn't like the music or they knew what the music was about, it wasn't getting played in their house. And if they found you playing it in their house or playing the music in their house, they're going to throw your radio out the door. I know my parents did. So, yeah, man, it's on your parents to be the moderator. It's not up to Sexy Red to do that. Like, now the way she handled it, the way Sexy Red handled it, yeah, it was like, bro, you don't need to do that. You don't need to talk like that to nobody for saying, hey, you got the kids listening to this song. You should be like, she should have been like, okay, I understand, but no, still say, hey, it's not for kids. It never was for kids. I think they did. I think they tried to do. I think they tried to do Cardi B like that, and Cardi B told them, hey, my music is not for kids anyway. So if the kids are listening to it, it's the parents' fault. I think something like that happened with Cardi B. Not too sure, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think something like that did happen with Cardi B where, hey, parents didn't like the fact that kids were listening to Cardi B, but Cardi B was like, hey, my music is not for kids anyway. I'm not a child entertainer. I am a adult entertainer. I am for adults. My music is for adults. It's not for kids. So I think in that regard, that's probably where the misalignment was at. You know, let's continue.
The teacher spoke up. She was ridiculed, while Sexy Red kept on climbing. Then there was the school visit. Just a few weeks after, Sexy Red made headlines again, and that time it was after reportedly getting kicked out of a school in her hometown of St. Louis for smelling like marijuana. She later reacted in a very angry way after the school actually turned her away and essentially told her, hey, you can't be here because you smell like Mary J. And Sexy Red was saying that she just wanted to speak to the kids.
So this school put me, I came up here, got you, trying to talk to the kids, getting the word of that, they gonna put me on me. Tell me I smell like weed, watch this. My job hard. Every day I'm fighting for my life. Every day. Trying to put me out from this school. I'm coming back around.
And the question a lot of people had was, wait a second, why are you showing up to a school smelling like weed, regardless of if you were invited or not? And that kind of thing definitely made it clear that Sexy Red was very detached from basic accountability. Instead of leaving, she actually decided to turn up outside the school with a crowd of students.
St. Louis native known.
Yeah, I don't got no, that was just stupid on her part. Like, yeah, I don't, yeah. It just, I try to find a reason within, I try to find everything within reason. That's right there is stupid.
For her raunchy lyrics, making national headlines over
The fact that these folks said her lyrics are raunchy. I mean, they are, but damn.
recent performance outside of a rally. that was for kids. Well, national recording artist Sexxy Red, whose name is Janae Wary, drawing criticism tonight over her behavior and performance after a student rally Wednesday at Chaffetz. The organization involved telling First Alert 4 tonight she was never even invited,
despite being told not to be on the property. Obviously, that's the kind of thing any regular person would have faced real consequences for, but when you're famous, rich, and poppin', consequences don't always apply. Now, this pattern actually continued because after this came the 4C hair comments. Now, in a clip posted to Instagram, Sexxy Red actually showed off her straightened hair, and she mocked women with 4C hair. For anyone who doesn't know what 4C hair is, it's essentially the natural hair type that most black women have. And Sexxy Red, she posted this photo of herself and said, "You carpet hair beanie neck hoes could never." And then she obviously got backlash for this.
And I just hate the fact that we make fun of things that we cannot change. We cannot change hair texture. And it's sad because this is who's in the mainstream media talking like this. And a lot of people are growing up having her as a role model for whatever reason. And they're going to start saying carpet hair. It's already a search in TikTok is carpet hair. The hair texture that you have does not determine how beautiful you are. What your face looks like really doesn't determine how beautiful you are. It's your aura. It's your personality that determines how beautiful you are.
And then when that backlash came, she responded in a very distasteful way. And she said, "I fuck with carpet hair," but would still call women that if they talked smack. Obviously not the smartest move because, you know, the majority of her fan base is actually made up of the same black women that she was shading. And also, it's like you're a black woman yourself and you have this hair type yourself naturally. And just because you strain that hair that one time, that doesn't really take away from the fact that you naturally have that hair type. You get what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing that kind of comes across as like, you know what they call it, internalized hatred. And this is what made it very ironic because Sexxy Red's entire brand was always built on exaggerating the same negative stereotypes of black women that she herself insulted. But then we also have the viral tape. And in October 2023, Sexxy Red accidentally posted a private tape on her Instagram story. I'm sure you...
That shit was no accident. It wasn't. That was no accident, bro. Everybody seen that. Everybody seen that. I remember I was watching 80s 85 South and they talked about it. Yeah, Chico roasted her for that.
You probably know what that private tape was, right?
Now, people said that you leaked your sex tape on purpose.
It was on Instagram, like a little short clip video. And then through the phone, and it got accidentally pressed like that.
She later claimed on an interview with The Breakfast Club that it wasn't intentional, but anyone with a functioning brain can tell that it was. The timing, the context, the way it boosted her visibility all point to this being part of the marketing strategy. Because remember, her biggest song, Pound Town, literally revolves around her body and sexuality, okay? So when the world suddenly gets visual evidence connected to those lyrics, what do you think happens? A viral storm. And this kind of thing is part of building a brand identity in today's industry. Not just for Red, but for any artist trying to connect their image to a specific idea or aesthetic. It's very profitable and it works. In this case, we have shock, scandal, and controversy being the core of that identity. And in this situation, none of it was an accident. It was all strategy. This is how an artist gets branded, sold, and introduced to the public by the record labels. And like a lot of us know, the more extreme the image is, the more attention it draws. And the more attention it draws, the more money it makes for the people behind the scenes. But here's the most worrying part about all of this. A huge portion of her audience is made up of children, specifically young black girls who look up to her, imitate her, and see her as a representation of what confidence looks like. And so when those same girls watch
I don't see how. I don't even see how Kai you see how Kai standing next to her. But okay.
Public figure leak her own tape and then pretend it was an accident, it sends a dangerous message that
Man, to be real with you, man, a lot of young girls shouldn't even be looking to Sexxy Red as an idol. Man, look at her. Man, y'all could have been looking at Disney stars for all I care, but Sexxy Red, come on, bro. That woman is not an idol. But it's like I said, man, the parents let their little girl see that. That's what they gonna start idolizing.
attention is worth more than dignity. When it comes to being a public figure, no matter how you look at it, there is a level of responsibility that comes with that. With great power comes great responsibility. And it's not about being perfect 24/7 or operating like a role model every second of the day, but at least being conscious of how your actions land and who they actually speak to is very important. Now, in Sexxy Red's case, I never expected that kind of responsibility from her, at least based on how she moved up until that point. But that's exactly the point here. The industry knew that. They knew she wasn't going to filter herself or self-correct or think about the impact that her negative actions are having on people, the world, and the youth.
Yeah, man. Like parents, if y'all are listening, don't let your kids listen to Sexy Red. Don't do that. And then complain that they are little thought boppers later. Don't let your girls do that. My girl, I'm glad my daughter does not even consider listening to Sexy Red. Doesn't. Does not. Does not consider it. So yeah, man. Like, don't let your daughters do that. Don't let your daughters listen to Sexy Red, bro. Like, for real. Well, I think my brain been fried enough listening to Sexy Red. So, man, I'm about to get up off this gent. About to go catch me some Z's. And, man, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.